Hello Flosstube, my name is Sandy and this is my channel Stitching with Sandy, and today is Saturday, July 9, 2022. This is Flosstube number 19. If you aren't familiar with my channel, this is a channel about cross stitch and I'm going to share my love for it with you. So I hope you'll stick around and see if you are enabled or inspired to create something beautiful too. All right, friends, how are you? It's been a while. I meant to do a Flosstube a week ago, but we got really busy. It seems like every year in the summer, June starts out and it just goes slow and relaxing, and then July comes and everybody has something to do in July. So I got kind of busy, but I have lots to share with you today. So I hope I'll spark your interest and that you'll stay a while. Welcome back to those who are returning subscribers, and those who are new, I'm so grateful you're here and I hope you'll come back again. If you like my channel, please subscribe and click the bell. And when you click the bell, click all and it'll notify you each time I post something on YouTube. All right, let's get started. So last time, since I saw you, I decided to do some playing. I started by trying to do some fabric dyeing. I've done it before, but this time I spent some time Googling some floss tubes on how to dye in mason jars and decided I wanted to give it a try. And I want to share with you what I came up with. So I tried all different colors. It seems like I'm partial to blues and greens, so that's what I started with, but I plan on trying some other colors in the future because I was really pleased with how they came out. I had some scrap Aida that I used, and then I had a couple pieces of Monaco, white Monaco, that I wanted to use as well. So this one I did. This one's one of my favorites. I've already started stitching on it, but this one I dyed in green apple and aquamarine. Green apple and aquamarine. So when I did the green apple, I did it light because I had dyed a green apple one dark and I wanted to try it with just less dye and see what it turned out. Well, the Monaco's so white, it was white and a little bit of spots of the green. So then I decided to dye it in aquamarine and see if I get the two-tone colors, and I did. So I'm going to show you. This is the fabric that I got, and the lighter colors are the green apple, and then it's blue, and it kind of looks like to me a summer day. One thing that I learned is that one of the people that I was watching, one of the tutorials that I was watching, took the fabric, and this is what I thought was key, because before when I dyed, you'd have lots of splotches in one side and a few splotches in the other, but this is like all over. And so the way she did it was she grabbed the fabric after it's wet and grabbed in the middle, and then she twisted. And then when she put it in the jar, she put it down this way and scrunched it all down. And so then the dye got all over. So I did that twice. The first time I did it in the green apple, then I let it sit for an hour, took it out, rinsed it out, put it outside to dry. And when it was done drying, brought it back in, was not happy with it. So I put it in some aquamarine for another hour, took it out, rinsed it out, and dried it. And then when it was dry, I ironed it, and I just loved this color so much. So that was a lot of fun. And so then I kept going. I did one with just aquamarine, nothing else. And that is, this one's another piece of Monaco. And this one looks like a sunny cloud, a blue sky with clouds in it. I just love it. I think it's pretty because I do stitch a lot on blues. I did an old scrap piece of Aida and I dipped it in aquamarine, and then I dipped it in a little bit of denim blue, and that is this one. And there's no modeling on this one, I think, because the piece is too small. I think if I had used a smaller mason jar, there'd be more modeling, but there wasn't on this one. So this is it. I do like it. I will use it. And then I did one in just the aquamarine by itself. So when you see, this one's darker because it has the denim blue in it. So here's those two next to each other. And those were some scrap Aida that I had, 18 count. And then I did aquamarine, denim blue, is it denim blue? Evening blue, sorry. And that's this one. So you can see it had picked up a lot of the denim blue, so there's a lot more dark spots, but there are some light aqua and then a little bit of the evening blue. So I thought that one came out really pretty too. And then I went into the greens. So the greens I have are emerald green and green apple. And so I did green apple, and this is how it came on a piece of Ada, and I loved it. This is it. I think it's so pretty. I'm not sure what I'll use it on yet, but I know I'll find something amazing to put on it. And since green's my favorite color, that will be easy. And then I did green apple, and I added the emerald green to it. And this is it. I think I also added a little bit of aquamarine. I wanted to do 3 colors, and I like how that one turned out too. I was thinking this would be fun to stitch like a all white on it, maybe with a forest scene, a winter forest scene on this, and do it in reverse so that the floss is white and the background's green. So we'll see. And then this one, I think I left it in the green too long. It got really dark. So you can see that's a very dark, but it'll be fun. I'll still figure out something to do with it. So I'm having fun trying my hand at dyeing. I'm not an expert. I don't know if I could repeat them, but it was fun. So that was something that I played with. And then my brother has moved back to California, and he was coming back from Nashville. He was living in Nashville. He's a nutritionist, and we've lived in California our whole lives, but when his career took him out of different states, and he went to Ohio, Virginia, Georgia, and then Tennessee was flying him back and forth to the different states as well. He is a nutritionist, but he's also doing upper management in the hospital, and so he's finally back in California, plans to stay, so I'm really excited about that. There's only me and my brother. There's no other siblings, so it's nice to have family close by. And also, my cousin, he moved back from Texas. So they grew up, I had 2 cousins, they're brothers, and they grew up with me and my brother here in California, but their father was in the military, so they traveled to different military bases, and they went to Hawaii, Germany, they went to North Carolina, and then finally they went to Texas. And so my younger cousin, he came back, and I'm really excited because he's one I'm really close to. We were exactly 2 years apart. My birthday is May 8th and his is May 9th, and my brother's 2 years younger than me, so he's actually the baby because my cousin's 2 months older than him. But when we were kids, I would take care of both of them, and we would play together all the time, and growing up it was fun. And now my cousin's son, one of his sons, is 2 years younger and born like the day after one of my sons, and then his daughters, one of his daughters is a year younger than my twins. So now they're gonna get to have the same bonding that me and my cousin did growing up. So I'm really excited about that. Since they just got back, they just bought a house here. He decided to throw a birthday party for my brother the day before 4th of July, because my brother's birthday is July 1st. So I got to go over there and hang out with the family, and it's the best feeling. I have no other living family members, and so most of my family members that I hang out with are my married into family, which I adore. But it was nice to have people that grew up with me and be able to talk about old memories and share our kids together. So that was great. And then let's see, then 4th of July, I had a really bad headache, wasn't quite feeling very well. So we stayed home and just took it easy, although people in our neighborhood were lighting off fireworks like crazy, and our poor 2 cats and our dog were terrified. And I have to say, I think they launched them right over my house because the house was shaking so hard. I almost thought that one of the windows might have broken. Things were wanting to fall over, so I was a little scared myself along with the pets. But luckily that only lasted for about an hour and a half, and then your occasional firework here or there. But otherwise, it was a pretty peaceful evening. And then the next day, my mother-in-law she's like a best friend, so her and I do everything together. And for years, we would pick up, take off, go for a weekend somewhere or come back, she'd stay over here. We'd go get a hotel somewhere. But in the last few years, she's had to stay home and kind of take care of my father-in-law. He's doing well, but you know, he's getting older and some days he's not feeling that great. So she doesn't really want to leave him. So I decided that since she can't come here, I go over to her house and keep her company because she's been kind of bored. So that started off with, we did casino hopping for the day with her sister, and that was fun. We went to 3 different casinos. We had lunch, no, we had breakfast at one, and then we had dinner afterwards on the way home. And I won $400, so that was exciting. I never win anything, so to be surprised and actually win something, that was a great feeling. So then we went back to her house, hung out. Then the next day we went out to breakfast. Trying to think, we did some shopping. Let's see, besides shopping, I'm trying to think, we just hung out. And then when the next day, she had been wanting to get a new comforter set, and her comforter set, she wanted to make some drapes. Well, the set that she bought was missing the bottom sheet and the 2 pillowcases, but she got a really good deal on it and they didn't have any more like it. So she really didn't want to turn it in. And then I suggested, because we like the 100% cotton and those sheets were not, so she wasn't planning on using them. So then I told her, well, if you're not going to use them, then the missing is not that big of a deal. And I said, what if we turn the top sheet that was in there and make them into matching curtains? And so she put me to work, and that's what we did. And now she has matching curtains and her bedroom looks lovely. So she said, next time I come, we're gonna have to paint the room. So that'll be our next task, but it was fun. It was nice to get away and then be able to come home and be with my family. So it was a nice getaway. And I think I'll do it again before summer's over, just to keep her company. Maybe we'll craft something. So other than that, today was my stitchy get together. It was a smaller turnout today, but it was quaint and nice, and it's always fun to sit and stitch with other people that you know and then enable each other. We even ended up enabling some people in the Panera Bread that were curious about our lamps. They wanted to get one, so we were telling them where you could go to buy them. So that was kind of funny, but we had a good time. So that's my updates. I hope all of you had a wonderful 4th of July, and I hope you're enjoying your summer. It's been very hot here in California. Not too higher than 102, but 102 is pretty hot. I like the air conditioning, to be honest. All right, so let's get to my FFOs. I have quite a few. One of the things I participated in June was Lori Hull and Kimberly Jolly from Fat Quarter Shop wanted to do granny square along, and so they were having people crochet some granny squares. They were having people do a quilt that Lori came up with the pieces for to look like a granny square. I think it's called a Great Granny Square quilt, I'm not sure. And then Fat Quarter Shop came out with a pattern that you could stitch different flosses to make granny squares on cross stitch. So I decided to do that, but of course, whenever I'm trying to do things, I try to figure out how I can make it something that I would love. And I like granny squares, but I wanted it to go in my decor somehow, so I decided to theme out my granny squares, and I'll show you what I mean. So first I said, okay, 4th of July is coming up, and I'm always making pillows to put in bowls or just for decorations. So I made a Americana granny square and turned it into this cute little pillow. I did follow the tutorial. Kimberly Jolly put out a tutorial on her Fat Quarter Shop Flosstube for cross stitch. She put out a tutorial on how to make the granny squares into little pillows. So I did follow her tutorial, and this is the tiniest pillow I've ever made, but it's so cute. And it fits perfectly into one of my little white trucks that I have, so it's cute, so small. And then I love sunflowers, as I've shared with you before, so I did this one. And this one was fun because she did like a log cabin theme and then expanded it. So this one was like a mini log cabin with the fabric. And then we did the same thing for the inside, and then we just expanded by putting a couple extra panels. So there's my, I love it, it's so cute. Oh, and here's the back of the other one, sorry about that. Okay, so those were the two I came up with, and then I did one more. And I was thinking of making a pumpkin so I could do it for Halloween. And then since I didn't realize how much space she was gonna need after you stitch the square, I didn't have enough, so I couldn't follow her tutorial. And so I had to do my own way of making it. So I did a granny square to look like a pumpkin. And she, if you saw the Kathy Haberman pillows, I don't know if it's a basket pillow, but it's her new design that came out. There's little pillows, and she did some fabric on the edge. Well, Kimberly did a tutorial for that, but my main piece didn't have enough, so it was gonna show a hole because there wasn't enough to cover. So I just did the triangles, and I just sewed them on there myself to make it work. And I think it turned out cute. And then I had a pair of extra fabric that says Halloween, so I kind of fussy cut it so that I could have that as my backer. So I'm really pleased because I figured now I can take these granny squares, which are super cute, and I can throw them into my decor. And so I did granny squares, and I kind of modernized them and made them thematic for my tier trays and things. So those were my granny square along that I participated in. That's one of my FFOs. The next one up is I was still trying to catch up on a few things that I was behind in. And so I'm part of the Just Cross Stitch Magazine Stitch Along on Facebook. You can look it up on Facebook if you'd like to be a part of it. It's JCS JCS Stitch Along, I believe is what it's called. And so it's a Christmas, you use the Christmas Just Cross Stitch Magazine ornament edition from 2021. And in the group, she's chosen one different pattern for each month. And then she has alternatives if you don't care for that pattern, what you can stitch instead and still fit into the category. I've been trying to just do the ones that she suggests, and I figure if it's something that's not my taste, I can always use it in a swap, or I can give it as a gift. So I'm just doing whatever's called for, but I am behind. I did May, I still need to do June, and now we're in July. So I have 2 more to do, but I'll get to them. With this being Christmas in July, I'll probably get them both done this month. So here's my May. It was too big to make into an ornament, so I made it into a pillow. So here it is. Now this is by MTV Designs, and it's called, let me check my notes. My Heart, Christmas in My Heart, sorry, by MTV Designs. And in the magazine, everything on here was done in the red. And I was stitching it, and after I did one snowflake here and then started this one, I didn't care for it in the red. So I turned the snowflakes into a white, and then the trees were red, but I decided to make them a green. And then I changed the Noel, it says Noel, and the year 2022, and I did that in white as well. And then I decided to back it with this little truck, Christmas truck with Christmas trees on it. And then I decided to do some ruching with my ribbon for the edge. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It's stitched on 28 count Monaco coffee tea dyed by me. So I'm very pleased with that. I'll throw that into a bowl at Christmas time. So I'm very happy about that one. So then my next FFO, so I know that if you follow me, you know that me and Sarah from Sarah's Stitches, that her and I do a lot of projects together, and we like pretty much the same things. So we decided that we were gonna do a stitch along. We've done one before. And so this time we decided we wanted to do something. We were thinking strawberries. So we started looking through our patterns. We didn't do a stitching with the housewives yet, but we both have lots of their patterns. So we decided to do Hello Summer. It's our Hello Summer cup. And she shared hers with me, and she did it completely different than I did. So I suggest that you go over and check hers out. She should be doing a show on it either today or tomorrow. So her next floss tube, I want you to watch it so you can see how she finished hers. I think she used a tier tray backer that comes from 141 Designs, and she mounted it on that. So you'll have to check it out. She used different fabric too. But I did it on black because that is something that I love. I love how all of their chalk patterns are in black. Here's my finish. And then I finished it on one of the Michaels blocks. Last year when everybody first started talking about them, I went to my Michaels and pretty much bought out all that they had. And then about a month later, they brought more out, so I bought a whole bunch more. So I have a ton of them, and I bought them for the tier trays. I'm permanently mounting them, and that way I can just store them when I put them away. So I have plenty to go around for the whole year. But I think it'd be also nice, you could probably cut a 2x4 into different sizes and paint them. I would think they would work the same way. And if I ever run out, I may do that. So there's that. Love it so much. It has sunflowers, watermelons, and strawberries. Perfect for summer. So this will go back into my tier tray now that I've shown you. And then I did my one and only 4th of July pattern that I did this year was Beggars 4th, and it's by Threadwork Primitives, and I decided to finish it on a box by decoupaging some fabric, and that was a challenge. I haven't finished the inside. I'm going to decoupage the inside with scrapbook paper, and then I will be able to have it open with some July pillows next year that I'll have to make before then. But so here it is. This is my Beggars 4th. I love this pattern so much, and I know they have other ones for Christmas. I think there's a Christmas one I saw, a fall one, and I even saw they have other ones with the same crow, and I think there's a St. Patrick's Day, and I forget what else, but I love this one. It's stitched up pretty quickly. It didn't take too long, and I just adore it. And so then I finished it with some cording, and then here's my fabric box that will open up. I don't want to open all the way because you'll see all my edging, but I'll finish it off, and then I'll have this cute box to put on display. So then you can either pop it open and prop it up, or you can keep it closed on a table, or next year when I have some pillows to put in it, I'll prop the pillows and I can leave it open. So I think it'll be a nice versatile piece for 4th of July, and I love it. I hope you love it too. Then my last piece, which I'm super excited about as well, is Fat Quarter Shop does a charity stitch each year, and the beneficiaries are Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I wanted to work on that one. I didn't do last year's, but I wanted to do this year's because I love the pattern, except I didn't care for the colors. It didn't fit my decor, so I decided that I wanted to change it up. I didn't want to stitch it on the fabric they chose. I wanted to do it on black. I did like the backer piece that Priscilla finished theirs on, so I went and bought that at that time. I stitched it on black, and then when I was looking at the color choices, I didn't care for the olive green that was in there, and then the grays, I didn't care for that. It didn't fit into my home, so I started pulling different colors to substitute, and then I decided anywhere that would have been, I think it was the background of the fabric, or it might have been gray, I made it black. So let me show you what I mean. So here's mine, finally finished. The final piece came out the beginning of the month, and I used 2 different pinks, a red, 2 different greens, and 2 different purples. And I love how it turned out so much. Green, again, is my favorite color, so I backed it with some green fabric. And then I just did the covered buttons like Priscilla did, only I chose the color fabric that matched the colors inside my design. And then instead of gray, I did white as my border. And then anywhere that the gray, that the border would have been, inside the hearts and things, I went ahead and did it white as well. And then anything that you see black, I left and just let the fabric shine through. So I'm really excited about this. I couldn't be happier. It turned out so beautifully and I'm looking forward to hanging it up. So there's my heartfelt Sal. This is a free pattern. They ask you to donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation. You can find this at Fat Quarter Shop if you're interested. All right, so that was my final piece. So that brings me to my last week giveaways. Yep, all right. So last week I had redrew from Flosstube 15 for Catch a Wave. The person that I announced last time has not claimed it yet, so here is her second chance. If she doesn't, I will redraw again, and her name is Kathy Tansey. Kathy Tansey, you won Catch a Wave. Please email me. My email is sandyalba8, don't forget the number 8, @gmail.com. It will be in the description box below. Email me your address and I will get that out to you. So again, this one by Hands On Design, Catch a Wave, is for Kathy Tansey. And Kathy, your last name is spelled Tansey. All right. And so then last week, I had two patterns, or last time, I shouldn't say last week, last time, I had ABC by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and the keyword last time was B, and the winner of that one is Kathy Slate. Kathy Slate, you are the lucky winner of ABC. So Kathy, same thing, please email me. You can also contact me through Instagram, and that is also listed below if you'd like to reach me that way. But send me your address and I'll get that out to you. Congratulations, Kathy. And then the other piece that I had is July Calendar Crates by Stitching with the Housewives. And the keyword for this one was July. And the winner of this one is Missy Bailey. Missy Bailey. So Missy, congratulations on your winning. If you will please email me or message me on Instagram, I will get that out to you. So I have those three to go in the mail. You just need to contact me so I can mail it to you. So then the next thing is I want to talk about my swaps. So my last swap picture came in. This one was for Lori, and her partner was Pat Burns. And I want to share her picture because I think it's fun for all of us to see what everybody did. So I will enter a picture right here. Isn't that lovely? And she gave her a bundle of floss too. I had to contact her. She had a lot of things going on, and so she was a little delayed in getting it mailed out, but Lori received it and she loves it, and I am so happy that everybody had a great time with our summer swaps. So if you're interested in doing a swap, I'm going to start taking information down for an autumn swap. The plan is that I will mail out your partner's address to you by August 1st, but you do not have to mail your finished piece until September 1st. So I will start taking information now. So if you're interested in doing a swap, the requirement is it shouldn't be any larger than a 6x6. It can be finished however you choose. The theme will be autumn, so you can make that fall. You could do Halloween. You could do just the seasonal. You could do apples, whatever you can think of that happens in the fall, you're more than welcome to do, including Thanksgiving, I think. So think about it. If you'd like to participate, what you need to do is you need to email me, let me know that you're interested in the autumn swap, and you will give me your name and address, and then I will keep track of it. I keep track of it in a folder, and then when it's time, I will sign everybody up. I will email you your partner's name. You will be stitching a piece for your partner, and they will be stitching a piece for you. and then they will go out. They will be expected to be mailed out by September 1st. That way you can enjoy them all throughout the entire season. So if you're interested, please get your name to me. I would like, I will have one more floss tube this month. So I will give another reminder by then. But if your name and information is not sent to me by August 1st, on August 1st, I will sit down and start creating all the partners so that I can get that right out to everybody so they know who they're mailing to. And then the only thing that I ask is that you take a picture of your piece before you send it. And when you receive your piece, take a picture of your piece when you get it. So the reason why I do that is for two reasons. One, in case somebody forgets to send a picture, I can still include a picture that you've given me in my floss tube so that others can see what people did. And it's inspiring because not only is it lovely to see what others get, but it gives you ideas on how to finish your own pieces. And I think that's important to share our creativity. I really do. And then the only other thing I ask is that if something comes up and you're running behind, life happens, we understand, but please be good at communicating. Let me know. You won't have your partner's email address. You can email me and let me know what's going on so I can let your partner know. I try to check on everybody if I don't see received packages. If people haven't sent and said they got theirs yet or sent me a picture, I usually will reach out in an email and check and just see how it's going, because I want the swap to be successful and I want everyone to be having a good time and nobody feeling frustrated. And if by chance there were a problem, I'd like to back it up and help it somehow, even if that means stitching something up for the persons who got lost. I just want everyone to have a good experience. So if something comes up, please email me and let me know your concern. Otherwise, please send me your addresses and let me know you're interested in the swap. I'm looking forward to doing fall and autumn things with you. All right, so that brings me to my whips. So let's talk about whips. I don't have any haul to share with you this time. I haven't been shopping. I think I've been so busy doing summer activities that I just didn't purchase anything, and I have lots to do here, so maybe I'll have some haul next time we meet. All right, so let's talk about the whips that I've been working on, because besides the FFOs, I have been doing some work. It's July, and I know a lot of people are doing Jolly July through Fat Quarter Shop, or they're just doing Christmas in July on their own. It's the kickstart of the season to start getting your projects that you might want to give gifts for, getting them out there. So I'm just like everybody else. Of course, I would like to do the same. I don't have preset plans. I only had one thing that I definitely wanted to make sure that I did, and it was, I have the Prairie Schooler Christmas alphabet, and I want to make something like this, but I'm gonna do it on like a pennant banner, kind of like what I have hanging back here, but the triangles. And so I thought the letters could be, I'll either finish them square or I'll finish them as a circle. I haven't decided that part yet. But I'm gonna buy some fabric to make a pennant banner, and I'll probably do two. I'll probably do one at the top that says Merry, and then one at the bottom that says Christmas. So I've been trying to stitch one letter each day. Other than when I was at my mother-in-law's, I have done that so far. So I finished the word Merry, so I'll show you. So I changed the colors. I'm doing it in black. My letters will all be in red and my borders will all be in green. But other than that, I'm using the color changes. Kimberly Jolly did this. It's on the Jolly Jabber. The colors that she did, her and Lori Holt changed up the colors, I think several years ago. I wasn't following them at that time, but somebody had mentioned it to me, and when I looked at it, I liked them a lot better. So I decided to use some of her colors, but then change it to fit me. So I did. I'm doing all the letters in 321. It's one of my favorite reds, DMC reds. So I have M for mittens, and then the E for evergreen. And these are so fast. They stitch up within 2 hours. They're like 46 by 46, I think. R for reindeer. And another R for reindeer. And the Y for Yule log. So I have Mary done. I need to do Christmas. And then, like I said, I haven't decided. You can see how little they are. Here's my pinky finger. They're small. So I haven't decided if I'm going to put these on a hard backer as a square and then mount that to the banner, or if I want to make them into a round and then put that on. I haven't decided that yet. I will decide that once I make my own banner, because I'm not sure what size it's going to come out. I'm going to have to do a little bit of tutorials on things like that, because I do sew. I'm not an expert, and I have to watch a lot of tutorials to learn how to do things. So I'll do some research, see what I find, and when I find something that I think I can follow, I'll try that. So at the very end of the month, hopefully at the end of this month, if not definitely by the end of next month, I will be able to share that with you, because I'm hoping to have it done so I can put it in my Christmas box, so that this year for Christmas, when I decorate my mantle, I can hang it there. And I'm really excited about that. So that's one of my whips. And then I am stitching a stitch along with Kathy Hauber, and she is one half of the Bougie Stitchers. Or not Kathy, I'm sorry, Kathy. I mix you and Kathy Haberman up. Nancy, sorry. I guess that makes up for calling me Stacy all that time. All right, so Nancy Hauber. And Nancy and I decided she wanted to do a stitch along, and I said I would love to stitch along something with you. And so she said, okay, I have an idea. I would like to stitch a couple different designers I've never stitched before. And so she said, I want to do something Halloween. So she chose Puntini Puntini, or who is the other person? Let me think. It'll come back to me in a minute. I know it will. But so she chose two designers. So then I went on and looked up the two designers and wanted to check out and see what patterns they had. So she said, pick out one from each one that you really love and then send the pictures to me. So I did, and Barbara Anna. Barbara Anna was the other one, sorry. So I chose one by Barbara Anna. It was like a long tree branch and had a couple Halloween houses on it, I think, and a little witch. Maybe a couple ghosts on it. It's really cute. I can't remember the name of it, but I chose that one, and I chose Happy Halloween by Puntini Puntini, and it's a haunted house. And I sent those back. I said, I like both of these. I don't care which one we do. You choose. So then she went with Puntini Puntini. So this is the pattern that we ended up going with, and it's super cute. And so then one thing that I wanted to do was, Kathy did a swap with me. In fact, her swap is right over there in the beginning opener. When you watch my video, you'll see it's little Uncle Sam, and he's holding a sunflower. And so she stitched that for me in a swap. And when she did that, she sent it back to me with a project bag, beautiful project bag. And so since she wanted to do this style, I decided I was going to send her one. I'm nowhere near the seamstress as she is, but I did my best, and I made us twin bags. So this is the bag that I made. And then this is the back. And then they're exactly identical except for the inside. So I just didn't have enough of the fabric. I did for her, I used like a haunted forest and had all these wicked looking trees in there, and it was gray and black. I didn't have enough of that fabric for myself. So I just did my inside like the topper, and I'm fine with that. I really wanted to make it special for her and have a twin bag while we're doing our project. So our plan was to start on July 1st. And of course, I've been super busy. She's been super busy. I think she was even selling fireworks. So we decided we'd start on July 1st and do whatever we could. And then we'll check in from time to time to see how we're doing. And so it was, the funniest part about this is we both started in the exact same spot. What are the chances? Now, most people start, I think, up here in the left-hand corner, and they work their way down. And then you have some people that are middle starters. Well, I've always started on the right side, the right side, and sometimes I'll start at the top or sometimes I'll start at the bottom. So this time I started at the bottom, which is the word Halloween. So it says Happy Halloween, and in between there's like a little kitty cat, little black cat. I started and I did Halloween, and I love the eyeball, and then the cross of the H is a little bone. That's so cute. And so I sent this as my chart to her, and she was off to sell fireworks because it was it was July 1st, and she had started the N and the E, and that's exactly where I started too. So I thought, what are the odds that we would start in the same place? Not even talking about it. Now I'm stitching mine on a fabric flare. So I get the fabric of the month from Fat Quarter Shop, and it is called Stormy Gray Dyed Effect, and this is it. Here's my big piece. So I love this piece. I'm very excited. I was searching for different ones and had ordered one that I thought was going to work, and it came in and it was way too dark. And then I happened to look through my stash, and there I had some, so I probably should have done that first. And I'm stitching mine with all DMC. So if you'd like to see her progress, you'll have to watch her on Bougie Stitchers. So Nancy, it's so exciting. I do hope you love your bag, because I really do. My favorite part in this bag, of course, is this crow, but I think these Halloween people are hilarious. They crack me up. So cute. So there's another lady right here, look. So that was a fun bag, and I know that Nancy's favorite color is orange, so I purposely picked an orange Halloween fabric for her. So my next thing is I've been doing the temperature tree by Stitching Mommy, and I decided I'd share my progress with you. So here is Stitching Mommy's temperature tree. This is what it looks like, and I live in Southern California. So she gives you several choices as far as temperature charts inside, depending on where you live. You can pick the one. Mine's one of the hot ones. And so what I think is interesting about this is when you're stitching one leaf every day and you're doing it, or you're doing the month, you're just working along each day. But the other day when I was looking at it, I had to stitch the July limb, and I'm looking at thinking, how can it already be half a year? And this is like in your face, it's half a year. And this is what I mean. So here it is. So each branch represents a month. And here we are. This is July. Here's the very beginning of it. And I believe I'm stitching this one on another fabric flare. And this one is Magical Clouds. So I'm really excited about how it is, but you can see these dark reds in here. Those are the 102, 103 color temperatures, but we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully, I'm sure I'm nowhere near the hottest part, because this is only the beginning of July, and we still have a hot summer all the way usually through October, and sometimes Halloween is even hot. So that's my progress on there. And then I am participating. Teresa Kogut has Patreons. I'm part of her Patreon, and I'm level 4. And if you're in level 4, she's doing a mystery stitch along, and you can still join. So if you are not a level 4, you can still upgrade and become a level 4, and then you can stitch along with us. She's going to continue to leave the pattern up for level 4s until the very end. When the last one's released, it'll be up for the month, and then she'll take them all down. And then if you're not a Patreon, it will be coming out in the future thereafter, so that you can purchase the pattern. But I love this so much. I stitched this bag. I don't know if I showed you. I sewed this bag, and it reminds me of, we have Knott's Berry Farm here in California, and I grew up not far from there, and they would have their jellies and jams. You could get them at the stores locally. And this one just reminded me of because they have their topper, their strawberry jam has this print on their lids, and then this was like on the label. So when I saw this fabric, I thought just like strawberry jam from Knott's Berry Farm. And then I used this fabric in this inside of the little strawberries of what it might look like inside the jar. So I thought that was hilarious. But the pattern is called Strawberry Manor, which is why I made that bag. And then I'm gonna show you. So the first release, she gave this. And so this is the first release. She also released the whole border. So those people who like to stitch the entire border can, or you can just do the piece of border and the house, which is the first release. I did the whole border, but not all the strawberries around it. So here's mine. So I did the whole border. There's a leaf in each corner, and then all the way around the little in and out, in and out, in and out wavy line are strawberries. And then here is the first release. And I think it's so cute. I'm stitching it on 28 count Coffee Tea Monaco. And I just love it. The pattern, everything is called for. The only change that I made was I made one of the sheep a black sheep. Because don't we all have a black sheep person in our family? I think we do. So I didn't want mine to be any different. So that's what I did. I love the colors in this pattern. I think it's gorgeous, so beautiful. Reds and greens, which are things that I love. And each month on the 15th, our next piece will be released. So I'm ready for the next release. So if you're not a Patreon member, I highly recommend it. Besides getting to do the stitch along each month, she releases some patterns for Patreons. I believe level 2 gets one pattern. If you're in level 3, you get levels 2 and level 3. And if you're in level 4, you get level 2, 3, and 4. And then she also gives a discount code to purchase other pieces that have not, like past Patreon pieces if you're interested in them. She also releases an ornament each month that you can buy too. So it's a really great value. And then she's doing the stitch along, so on top of all that. So that's a separate pattern in addition. So I highly recommend becoming a Patreon. I'm so excited to be a part of it. All right, so the next thing is I'm doing Colorado Cross Stitchers challenges this summer for camp, cross stitch camp. My June project, the theme was a holiday, which this was the one I had chosen. Whoops, almost dropped it. And so I chose 4th of July. That was my pattern that I chose. You didn't have to have it fully finished, but of course I'm finally done. I like to get them done right away or instead of letting them sit. So for July, it is finish a project in a different way than you've done anything else other than framing. So don't do a framing. So I purchased these when I was enabled by Helen D. Helen D did these already. Of course she did. She's so fast. But she had found these pendubules by Doreen Jones. And she had done this one, which is Crow Halloween. I love it so much. So I had it in my stash and decided that since I've not done a pendibule before, that I would do it. And so I had bought this one, and I think I bought 2 floral ones as well. I think they were floral. But this one's my favorite. So I figured if Helen can do it, I should be able to do it. And the good news is she'll have a tutorial that I can follow to do mine. So I have not started yet. I plan to start that. And then hopefully by my next Flosstube, I will have it finished and maybe even fully finished so I can show you, because I want to have it by my next Flosstube. It'd be close to the end of the month. And I want to be able to turn it in to Colorado Cross Stitcher. So I wonder, are you doing cross stitch camp, and what are you working on? If you'd like to share with me, leave it in the box below. I'd love to hear what you're doing or what you're thinking of finishing. It was a challenge because I wasn't sure. I've been doing a lot of new finishes this year, so I had to reach out and figure out another one that I haven't done yet. But I know a lot of people are doing them. You can follow the hashtag Cross Stitch Camp 2022 I believe is the hashtag, and you can see what everybody else is doing as well. So that's a lot of fun. So those are my whips. And then, let's see, checking my notes. All right, so I do have new giveaways, but before I do that, I wanted to do 2 shout outs. There is a Flosstuber. She's pretty new. I think she has about 6 floss tubes out, but she has a bunch of videos. And the reason why is she is a paper crafter, and she also cross stitches and makes quilts. And recently she decided to start doing some floss tubes, and I believe they come out on Sundays, either Fridays, and then they come out, I think she films them at her house on Fridays and posts them by Sunday. So those ones are, she shares with you her cross stitch and her quilting, and she has some really cute tutorials. She has one, her name, by the way, I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you. Her name is Nicole Spore. I will link her in the description box below. And one of her tutorials she just posted, I haven't tried it yet, but she makes a lot of pillows, and she has a hidden zipper in the back. And she also makes pillow forms. And in her tutorial, she shows you how to do that. So I think that's fantastic. She does a lot of quilting, and she shares her quilts with you. And she does a lot of the fat quarter shop stitch alongs as well. So she has some great projects to share, and I would encourage you to go see her. She's pleasant, super sweet. I could see how people would love her because she is so genuinely friendly. I just like her. She also posts other of her paper crafts. So if you like paper crafting, check her out, because she also does a couple of lives on Fridays with her paper crafting. So she did one live with cross stitch, and that was fun to chat with her. She's planning on doing more, but check her out. I think you'll enjoy her. The other person that is new to me, but not new to a lot of you, her name is Laura, and she's Stitching by the Shore. And I just recently started watching her. A friend of mine recommended her, and I believe she lives in Delaware or Connecticut. I'm not sure. Connecticut, I think. And she loves anything that has to do with the seashore, and nautical, all of that. But she's so sweet and pleasant. You listen to her and you're like, come on over and hang out with me. She's so much fun. I recently enjoyed watching her latest floss tubes. I still need to go back and watch all the past ones. But she does some beautiful pieces. She stitches on Ada, and she does some full coverage pieces, and then she does some smalls. I've seen her do a little bit of everything. So if you want to be inspired, you need to go see Laura and check out what she has to share. And she's getting ready to share and the way she organizes, I believe, her floss. I'm not sure what else she's going to share, but she had a tip on how to store fabric, and I think I'm going to try it. So if you're curious about how that is, go check her out, because she has some great ideas. And she's also a paper crafter too, from what I hear. I haven't really explored all her videos yet, so I can't give you a lot of information from that, but I have watched her last few shows, and I just love her. She's super sweet. So please check those 2 out. I will link them below. One is Nicole Spore, and one is Stitching by the Shore. And they rhyme. That's so funny. All right. So, sorry. I just thought that was funny. Our new giveaways. So, my new giveaways, let me just pull them out. I'm going to rearrange my things here so I can grab them. All right. So, I have Summer Squirrel by the Blue Flower. This little he's pedaling. I think they're violets in his basket. I'm not sure. But this is Summer Squirrel. This was donated so that I can give this away on my channel. So thank you, Melissa. I appreciate it. I was running out of donations. I thought I was gonna have to go shopping. So the keyword for this one, if you're interested in Summer Squirrel, is summer. Summer. All right. And then the next one, I stitched this one last year, so when we get into fall and I bring it out, I will share it with you. But this one is called Sneak Peek Autumn by the Trilogy, sorry. And it comes, I'm trying to see, it comes with 3, is it 3 or 4 patterns? Let me look, I don't remember. They come in a bag like this, and each one has a border and the first one, and then it needs, yeah, 2. So there's 3 charts all together so that you have the complete set. Okay, so here's the first one. It's like a little girl peeking out of the leaves that she's raked. And this is what the whole thing looks like. So I'll share mine with you when fall comes around. So if you're interested in autumn sneak peek, the keyword is autumn. So again, we have summer squirrel, please say summer. Autumn sneak peek, please say autumn. Please do not say freebie, giveaway, prize. We don't want any people lurking to win them and then sell them or something. We want them to go to a stitcher so that a stitcher can stitch them and hang them in their house or give them as a gift. Also, you must be 18 so that when you win, I ask for your address, and the only way I can do that is if you're 18. So please be 18 or older and use the keywords, and good luck. I hope whoever really, really wants it gets it. All right, so in order to win that, please say those keywords, and also I'd like you to answer this question. So I'm trying to look through my flosses and figure out what my favorite is. I know that one of my most favorite colors is Ribbon Red by Classic Colorworks. I love that color. But I was curious, like, what's your favorite floss color? So tell me the brand and the color name. If it's a DMC, you can tell the DMC number. If you don't know the color name, that's fine. I can look up the number and check out what your favorite is. But share with me what your favorite floss color is. And that way, if it's a brand I haven't heard of, I can look it up and check it out. Maybe it'll enable me to buy other flosses, who knows. It's not that hard to twist my arm for floss. I love them. But until next time, that's all I have for you. I appreciate you coming by. I look forward to sharing what I have with you and can't wait to hear from you in the comments. Until next week, please be confident, be courageous, be creative, and be kind, and have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.